This is a podcast.
PVD Fables.
No, baby, wait!
We read stories from the internet and embarrassing personal stories.
Not to be forgotten tales.
I grabbed the steak with my hand, gently shook off the juice, and executed a perfect throw right through the center of the open window.
Oh my god.
Here's the big time fuck up. The window wasn't open.
The city of Providence, Rhode Island. You might think you were in a foreign land.
Oh, this is PVD Fables. I guess that's fine.
Yeah, I guess it's
I don't remember what we meant to put this on for.
We're talking about Airbnb.
Airbnb. Yeah, Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb. So something about a loophole. There has to be.
Yeah, because, well, yeah, I mean, isn't it illegal to, you know, profit off someone else's property? Like, if you get an apartment through a property management company, technically they are paying the mortgage on the property. So wouldn't that mean that if you were making supplemental income on their property, that's illegal?
There has to be something with, like, when you sign the lease. It's like your responsibility, and, like, you can do what you want. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess so.
Maybe that's the loophole. Like, that's how they get away with it.
The property management guy, when I got this place, he like went over most of the lease agreement, but there was some of it that didn't really go over. But I mean, I feel like one of them would have been,
Don't Airbnb.
hey, can you not Airbnb? Worth that time. But I don't know, he didn't. Maybe I heard it was illegal, but I mean, you know, you see one comment on Reddit,
And then it's the truth, right?
and then it's concrete fact.
That's gospel.
That's gospel.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that there would be such a lucrative business surrounding it if it was that illegal, or it could be like state to state.
Maybe it is. It must be state to state. If I were to surmise, because like, I don't know anything about like property or real estate laws.
I don't know anything about anything. It's my charm.
That's your charm.
Did you see It Comes at Night yet?
It Comes at Night? No, what is that?
Oh, I think it's made by the same guy that did The Witch.
Oh.
And it's like a post-apocalyptic type, I keep hitting it, type movie. It's good. I saw it twice. It's really nice. Joel Edgerton, beard, dirty. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It Comes at Night. I'm thinking of a girl walks
Home and I couldn't watch 10 minutes of that movie.
Oh yeah, I like also I put it on to go to bed and I turned it off because like it wasn't really much the language barrier as much it was like
aesthetics.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch Sin City again.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that.
That's how I thought. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this like douchey art style.
No, not at all.
And it's like high on the saturation level. So it's like black and white, but the blacks are like, you know, Dimmu Borgir level black.
It was good.
I wasn't really that into it.
I watched a David Lynch
short film?
No, it's like he recommended it. It's called like Uncle John. Really fucked with me.
David Lynch recommended it?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It really fucked with me. It was very subtle.
Uncle John.
It wasn't like...
It's still on Netflix?
Yeah, it wasn't like horror. It wasn't horror, but it was like...
Oh, yeah, it's
it was
recent.
weird.
Oh,
it was
so
good.
like it was a newer recommendation?
Yeah, I was on like some blog.
Okay.
It was good shit.
All right. And for those of you who don't know or have not heard of Uncle John, as if like people are going to be listening.
Maybe we'll get one. Maybe someone will be like, yeah, ooh, it's Uncle John.
I'm going to guess. Hey, Mike Harris. So in case you haven't watched Uncle John, in this tale of a small town intrigue, an urbanite returns to his quiet hometown on an impromptu trip as his uncle, widely respected in town, struggles to evade suspicion of murder. And I gotta say, if this is the uncle that I'm seeing right here in this screen cap, creepy looking fucking dude.
He's actually quite wholesome.
This man
He
is quite
looks
wholesome.
bad,
He
but
looks like he
he's-
has 2 glass eyes.
He's,
Okay, well, actually, a picture of the actor, John Ashton. Yeah, I guess I kind of want that to be my uncle. Where are
that's
my
how you
uncles?
feel. You feel like you can go into town and you can see this guy every day and not suspect that he, is a murderer or that he could, be capable of anything bad. That's, I think, the good part about it.
That's what makes the whole damn shit.
Like, you don't know who people really are.
Right.
And what people are capable of.
Yeah.
It's very charming.
Much like the true crime podcasts I listen to day in day. I think I have to give up on the true crime podcast. I don't know about you. Do you
I had to
listen
take a
lot of
break.
them?
I listened to more Roundtable and Page 7 than
I think I have to
anything
go
else.
and go through the backlog of Roundtable because not so much like the morose and horrible things in the subject matter of the true crime podcast, but more that I'm either like playing Dark Souls or driving when I'm listening to true crime podcast. So I don't have really like time to listen, really. Halfway through a true crime podcast episode, I'm just like, what? All you hear is just like 20 years of DNA evidence and pathologists and we couldn't figure it out. And you're just like, oh, I'm so lost.
For me, it's more like it started to affect me too much, so I had to take a break from it. Even though that's like the job I'm studying for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched like 13 Reasons Why, and I was listening to a lot of heavy shit. Like I think I was listening to the Children of God last podcast.
The Children of God. What's his name? David
David Ito.
Berg. Oh, David Berg's a different one.
Maybe, I don't know. But I was listening to that and watching 13 Reasons Why, and it just got too heavy for me. I had to take a break.
Children of God. It's like we love children, but not too much, you sick fucks.
Seriously.
It's like,
A little too
don't
much
fuck
there.
them. Yeah.
I mean, of course, I had to look up like the book.
Oh, Manon.
Not recommended. Not required reading.
I found a first pressing. Is it called pressings in publications?
Yeah.
I know, like with vinyl, like they're pressing.
First pressing, first
print. I
first
found
print.
the first edition of Dianetics. It was like $160.
Damn.
Yeah, it's on eBay. I told you find a lot of crazy shit on eBay.
I told you that story when I was like working on the book floor at my job, that some girl was buying Dianetics.
Oh,
And I almost said, "Oh, are you doing a school project?" And I didn't because I was afraid of what the answer might be.
If they said no, you're like, okay,
Like, oh,
please don't.
please get away from me. Have a good day.
I don't think Dianetics is required reading for Scientology. Let's find that out.
I did take the, they have like an online personality test, and the only way to get your results is to go to your local Scientology church.
Wow.
And I want to do it, and then I'll report back my findings, my field research.
If you Google "is Dianetics," the first one is Dianetics worth reading?
No.
Hell fucking no. If you want to read that, just read the Bhagavad Gita.
I want to read L. Ron Hubbard's sci-fi fiction.
Yeah, that's what I wish he fucking came out with Excalibur.
I'd love
He
to read
never
that.
wrote it, cocksucker.
I would love to. I just
want
want to
my
like.
eyes to explode.
I just want to get in his brain. Go travel back in time.
I think he's somewhat of a genius because I think if you could span out your bullshit for that long.
Have you seen The Master?
I didn't finish it
Oh my
because I
God.
watched it with Cassie and she wasn't really into it, so I have been meaning to go back and finish it.
One of the last scenes with Philip Seymour Hoffman, he is so believable that I started to believe what he was saying. That's how good of an actor he was.
Yeah, he's Yep.
He was fab.
Yeah, from like the moment he was on fucking camera with that.
He's incredible. And then Joaquin's return to the screen after his disgusting documentary.
What
Don't
was
watch
that?
it. I'm still here.
Mm.
Oh my God. Don't even. Casey Affleck, the whole thing.
Casey Affleck.
I think that's when they had the whole controversy about Casey Affleck, like just being naked in some girl's bed that was working on the set or something.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole controversy when he was going up for awards for Manchester by the Sea. He deserves those awards. He deserved them.
What's wrong with being naked?
Like he was like making
Like,
unwanted sexual advances to the only woman working on the project.
Well, never mind.
But did she mention it before? No, she only mentioned it now, so I don't know.
Oh.
She only mentioned it once he was getting recognition for his good abilities.
Trying to pull that that future bullshit right there, waiting for the opportune moment.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't want him to get recognition because he did this. Oh, whatever. Did you see the trailer for A Ghost Story?
A Ghost Story.
I think
now.
that's the name of it. It looks like the most pretentious movie you'll ever watch, ever. It looks incredible. It's probably gonna be my favorite movie, unfortunately, but it is like.
Do you want to read some stories?
Sure, let's read some stories.
I have a lot of sadder ones.
Oh no.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know if you wanted to do any of them. I do have a funny one though. Let's try to do a funny one.
Maybe we should do like a sandwich, like sad, funny, sad.
So open with sad.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna open with sad here. Okay, this is really heavy-handed. So let's go here. Okay. So after work, I was crawling around Ask Reddit, some of the, going through some of the top of all time, and one of them, this was like posted like a month ago, and it was, what was something you saw you were definitely not supposed to see? Okay. And here we go. I found my dad's will.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no. It was on his computer while he was at work. I was actually searching for his porn. Okay.
Well.
And ended up finding a strangely titled Word document. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. Contained a note to each of his kids. It wasn't until I got to the last one, my youngest brother, that I realized it wasn't just a will. The start of that line read something along the lines, if anything is going to make me change my mind now, it's writing this part. I realized I found my dad's suicide note.
Oh fuck. I think I read this actually.
Yeah, this was posted a while ago. I was about 14 or 15 at the time, and I had no idea how to go about talking to him about it. I decided to just keep it to myself. He started buying us gifts and stuff, and I would get really scared, and I just kept it to myself. I remember one day on the weekend, I woke up in my bed to a loud bang coming from my dad's room. I lay there in bed for probably half an hour frozen. Once I worked up the strength, I went to his room and opened the door. He wasn't in the bedroom. I was so confused until I saw that the bedroom window was open. What had happened is that there was a gust of wind that slammed the door shut, but my paranoid brain had heard a gunshot. After that, I was laughing hysterically, and I don't have much memory of the day past that. Shortly after this incident, my dad returned most of the gifts he bought us kids, and I slowly started to believe that he had changed his mind. I never confronted him about it until last year, about 14 years or so later, but I never fully accepted that he was okay until now. I called him distraught about a separate matter, and he started talking to me about depression. He told me on his own that he considered taking his own life and went into detail about it, and all I could do was cry and tell him I know. We talked a lot long after that, and we were finally able to put it all to rest.
I'm fucking bummed out.
Oh, man, yeah, we're going to open it up with that.
I mean, what do you do in that situation? Hey, Dad, I found your suicide note. Want to talk?
Yeah.
You want to go set up a therapist appointment?
Dad, anything you want to talk about?
Like, what do you do?
That's what I mean. Yeah, he didn't do shit. Like a true man would.
I feel like it would have been worse if his dad actually suicided before they talked.
Yeah.
That would have been a lot worse. I thought that's how it was going to end, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't have fucking read that.
I would have.
No.
Because I'm an awful
Hell
person.
fucking no.
But, that's rough.
Yeah.
It's really rough.
Yeah.
Depression's rough.
Depression is rough. I knew I had depression when I knew what I had to do to like not feel like a certain way, and I couldn't. So yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I know, I just need to like think on the positive side, but you're just like your body will not allow you
No.
to. That's when you know it's probably
It is bad.
So I found one that's actually really, really funny. So we
Okay,
can like
let's,
switch it up. Yeah. I'm just trying to find it because,
Don't want this to be a depression podcast.
no. I like to switch it up with some stories, but I'm not gonna fuck all y'all up.
While you're looking for that, did you hear about that kid that was imprisoned in North Korea for
No.
trying to take a banner from the hotel room he was staying at? It's like
Oh
a college
my
kid.
God.
And then they released him after like 15 months and he was comatose and then died.
Wow.
So that fucking sucks. While we're on the heavy shit, that sucks. It was really sad to watch. I watched like the footage of him like pleading with the government to let him go and not sentence him. It was really sad.
Jesus Christ.
And now he's dead, so.
Very.
And who knows if anything's going to happen. And I was reading about how, like, why won't anyone fix the problem with North Korea? And it's because, like, I read something on Reddit where it was like they're so close to South Korea that something might happen to South Korea, and it's just all fucking mess.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, South Korea. Cheers, mates.
I'm addicted to North Korean stuff, honestly.
It's
Like-
crazy.
I eat it up.
The who went there? Anthony Bourdain? Didn't Tony go?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Maybe I'm thinking of some Vice documentary that I watched. But I just Facebooked you the story if you want to read that one.
Oh, okay.
I think you're gonna get a kick out of it. I don't want to read it again.
Oh, no.
Don't read it. just start speaking.
So this all started out with me reading some SpongeBob fan fiction. It started out like any other fanfic, with me cringing at all the appropriate times. But then, by the time I got to the torso rape, I was reminded of my childhood. As a kid, I had always wondered what it would be like to stick my dick in one of SpongeBob's torso holes. By the end of the story, I was extremely turned on. Seeking some form of diversion from my insatiable lust for deep-sea poriferans?
Okay.
Is that how you say that?
Poriferans.
I decided to talk to my girlfriend. Naturally, the conversation led to sponges, and I told her about my massive erection for SpongeBob. Her laughter only fueled the fires of my libido, and I set off to find a sponge to shove my dick into. Eventually, I found what looked like to be a clean sponge in the bathroom under the sink. Took it back to my room and inspected it for any dirt and found none. I was about to plunge my dick into the soft tunnel I formed with the sponge, but I decided to savor the moment. I brought the sponge up to my nostrils, and it was here my suspicions began to manifest. I could smell a light trace of cleaner on the sponge. I decided to convince myself that it was just the smell of the cabinet under the sink, but I knew that sticking my dick in a puddle of scrubbing bubbles wouldn't be too bright. I eventually came to the decision to lick the sponge. The moment my tongue came into contact with SpongeBob's sexy 90-degree angles, my taste buds were assaulted with a disgusting taste that could only be industrial-strength bathroom cleaner. I immediately ran naked past my bewildered mother and started furiously scrubbing my tongue under running water. I covered my half-inch Punisher from my mother and booked it back to my bedroom. I turned on my brightest light and inspected the sponge more closely. This time, I could easily make out a few faded stains and horrifying brown crumbs. I almost threw up, but was able to keep my stomach down. We'll update when I come down with the flu. TLDR wanted to chest fuck SpongeBob, ate shit instead.
Oh, man. Now, okay. if you're gonna, I don't know how to say this, but if you're gonna fuck a sponge, why don't you just make a yiffy?
What is that?
That's
A
when
yiffy.
like you take like some type of cup, and then you put 2 sponges inside of it, and then you stick a glove.
A glove, yeah. I actually read
yeah.
about this recently.
Yeah, that's not a no. Yiffing is when 2 furries fuck,
Oh.
but this is called something else like that. Yeah, like why don't you just do that?
I don't know.
I was never in that inventive.
I feel like it has to do with something with like being a teenager with a
It
dick.
must be the holes. Maybe almost act as a suction on your dick.
But the holes in a sponge don't go like they stop pretty like they're not deep. So how far is he
Not
gonna
deep
get?
like SpongeBob's. I thought maybe he like cut a sliver into it, so he had like a sponge condom. So like he was fucking SpongeBob's whole body.
Why not just go to the store and get a new sponge? Clearly he has a girlfriend. He's old enough. Got money. Go to the store. What's it? $1 at Dollar General?
He must have a relationship like I do. He's got a girlfriend that he's able to comfortably say, "Hey, I want to fuck SpongeBob," and then goes and does it.
Isn't that nice? That's nice to have.
Lord fucking help me. Alright. I'm not gonna do a sad one now, but I'll do a less funny one, which is kind of this one I like think about from time to time. But this was under a post. What is the laziest thing you've ever done? This isn't the laziest thing that this guy's ever done, but the laziest thing he's ever seen. So it's kind of out of etiquette there. Check your privilege, bro.
Just like those posts. Oh, not a doctor butt.
Not a doctor.
Not a police officer
doctors
butt.
have read it. Not a doctor butt. That became like a thing. It became so meta at one point.
Yeah.
The floor is doctors. Sorry. So this is a long one. I mean, so this was posted long ago, and it's gotten 14 gold over it. Jesus. Imagine getting 14.
Jesus.
It's like, I mean, isn't like in real money? Isn't that like $140?
I think it averages 0. Like what gold? Like what you actually get from like getting gold?
Supporting a website.
Yeah, but also nothing.
It's like
You get like
Patreon.
nothing.
Reddit should just have a Patreon. Gold horse shit. Anyway, okay. All right. I was once on a military ship having breakfast in the wardroom. To normal people, that's an officer's lounge. When the operations officer, ops, walks in.
People.
It's for normal people. The officer's lounge. If you're a Star Trek fan.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, there wasn't really an officer's lounge. There was the ready room and the captain's lounge. Okay.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
Wee wee.
As we're looking at a signed copy of a picture with Nichelle Nichols on it.
Mm.
Okay. So yeah, in walks in the ops officer. This guy was the definition of not a morning person. He's still half asleep, bleary-eyed. Basically a zombie with a bagel. He sits down across from me to eat his bagel and is just barely conscious. This is me on Tuesdays.
This is me every day.
My back is to the outboard side of the ship, and the morning sun is blazing in one of the portholes, putting a big, bright-ass circle of light right on his barely conscious face. He's squinting and chewing, and basically just remembering how to be alive for the day. It's painful to watch. I can imagine this. This is like, why isn't this a scene in Full Metal Jacket? This is what I'm picturing, because they weren't Navy.
You figured it out.
Yeah, see, this is why. I know everything. Okay. But then zombie ops stops chewing, slowly picks up the phone, and dials the bridge. In his well-known "I'm still totally asleep" voice, he says, "Hey, Tops, could you shift our bar pad? Yeah, 165. Thanks." And puts the phone down. And then he just sits there, squinting, waiting. And then ever so slowly, I realize that the big blazing spot of sun has begun to slide off the zombie's face onto the wall behind him. After a moment, it clears his face and he blinks slowly a few times, and the brilliant beauty of what I had just witnessed becomes to overwhelm me. By ordering the bridge to adjust the ship's back and forth patrol by about 15 degrees, he's changed our course just enough to reposition the sun off his face. He literally has just redirected thousands of tons of steel and hundreds of people so that he could get the sun out of his eyes while he eats his bagel.
It's incredible. It's truly, truly incredible.
Oh my god. He slowly picks up his bagel. For a moment, I'm terrified at the thought that his own genius may escape him, but he may never appreciate the epic brilliance of his laziness. I'm not going to read the rest.
That's the story.
Oh, but between his next bites, he pauses, looks at me, and gives me the faintest sly grin before turning to gnaw slowly on his zombie bagel.
Zombie bagel.
Oh man, it's a good one.
Oh, balls.
That's an epic one. Did you ever see the like one on personal finance of like the guy reading Post-it notes? He finds Post-it notes in his house.
And you think someone's in his house, but it's really...
Yeah. Here's that story. I recorded it like 2 days ago.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that cool?
Power of editing.
We don't...
Past Terry. Terry from past.
And the power of the pause button. This is, honest to God, one of the strangest stories that I've like ever heard. It's like, it's not scary, it's not like sinister, it's just strange and interesting. This was posted on Legal Advice. This guy was like honestly asking for legal advice because of the following. Post-it notes left in my apartment. On the 15th of April, I found a yellow Post-it note in a handwriting that wasn't mine on my desk, reminded me of some errands I had to do, but told literally nobody about. While odd, I chalked it up to something I did in my sleep, thinking maybe in my half-awake state I scrawled it so I didn't appear to be my handwriting. I threw it out and thought little of it. On the 19th of April, I found another Post-it note in the back of my desk chair in the same handwriting as the previous note, telling me to make sure I saved my documents. I was freaked out, but there were no other signs of a break-in, so I set up a webcam at my house, aimed at my desk, and used a security cam app for it to record detecting movement. On the 28th of April, I woke up to find another Post-it note, this one saying, "Our landlord isn't letting me talk to you, but it's important we do." I immediately checked the webcam's folder on my computer and found nothing from the night before, but my computer's recycling bin has been emptied, which I'm certain I did not do recently, indicating someone had noticed the webcam and deleted the files. They were just saved straight to a folder on my desktop called webcam. Today, on the 1st of May, I found another Post-it note, this time on the outside of my door with nothing written on it. And there also appeared to be Post-its on many other doors in my apartment complex, all blank in varying colors. Do I have any legal recourse here? I have no proof except the Post-its, but those are written in my pen and on my Post-it notes. So conceivably, I could have faked them. Would contacting the police get me into any trouble? If they can't determine an outside source for this, I just want to make sure that I'm not wasting anyone's time. Should I consult my landlord? Those, like, other people living in the complex? Oh, there's an edit here. I pulled up a letter I received from my landlord back when I moved in, and the handwriting is identical. Could this count as evidence? Now that is some, like, fucking strange shit. You know, that is freaky shit. It's the kind of fucking shit I'm worried about right now, man. Being home alone. This isn't fun. I'm not enjoying myself. I thought I was enjoying myself when my girlfriend's away, and now I'm freaking myself the fuck out. Anyway, let's get to, you know, the update from this on legal advice. So here we go, an update. Oh, that's a short one, but you know. Thanks to everyone who sent suggestions and gave advice on how to proceed, especially those who recommended a CO detector, because when I plugged one in the bedroom, it read at 100 ppm. He was literally poisoning himself. And it was, wow, that is fucking weird. Like, how would you, so like your subconscious, like the poison was enough to make your subconscious know about, like, remember the cameras and that you are on camera. And why would like an unconscious version of yourself want to delete those? It was like almost like he induced a split personality by carbon monoxide. Jesus, man, that's a weird one. I liked it. It's like kind of lighthearted. It's like, oh yeah, it wasn't really, it was just me. Still fucking freaky, huh? I don't know, that fucking cunt dog.
Fucking stop.
You know, sometimes it gets loose. Like one time I was waiting for Cassie to get home. It was almost 1 a.m. and I just hear literally like across the neighborhood, just the dog screaming like that. Like it got loose, like so far loose, like 15 minutes gone, no one knows.
Wow.
And just like barking all the way across the neighborhood. I literally like heard it oscillate around my house but like in a great distance. It like went around the whole fucking neighborhood.
Jesus.
Oh my god, I want to put that motherfucker in the dirt. Best believe that. Gonna grab my Chrome 4/5 and
Good lord. Oh no.
A rare photo collection of never before seen published Polaroids taken by cannibalistic homosexual serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. You don't want to look at this
That's my boy.
shit. Yeah, no, that's your
He's my favorite.
That's your favorite, huh?
It's because of My Friend Dahmer by Durf Back Durf. What's the author's name?
Oh, that's his real name.
I don't know if that's his real name.
But that's his
I don't think his first name's Durf.
That's like, you know, like that's something you hear in like South Park.
Yeah.
It's like, see the book, My Favorite Dahmer, we Durf, back Durf.
Exactly.
Like literally, like straight out of it.
Did you hear Zac Efron's going to play Ted Bundy in a movie?
Yeah, very cool.
He's got to slim down, lose all that muscle.
Yeah, you better start hitting the cupcakes, motherfucker. I think Ted Bundy might be one of my faves. Yeah. I mean, if it's not, I think if we're going to talk about like God tier serial killers, because like there's tiers.
Yeah.
God tier for me is going to be Ted Bundy. Like lower tier is probably Ed Kemper.
Yeah.
It's not fun. I was actually discussing this with Cassie. Like, it's not really fun unless there's some, like, dismemberment and kind of fucking around.
Yeah. Like, Dahmer had the weird contort. He would contort the bodies and take photos of them in, like, weird positions.
Yeah, that's what of that Polaroid is.
Yeah. Oh, it was only that one picture?
Well, no.
It was, like, a collection.
Well, it's, like, a couple of those, and then there's a picture of him gutted. And then his head.
And she sent that to me.
And his dick.
I'm interested to see.
Okay.
I
I'll
eat
send
everything
that.
up about Dahmer.
We'll post that on the Facebook group too.
Yeah.
We don't have a fucking Facebook group, okay?
Fuck you.
You think it's gonna happen? Yeah, I'll send that over to you.
I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer Files. It was on Hulu.
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't finish it.
I got all mad and I was texting people I know. I was like, oh, and then the fucking neighbor said, like, I think I texted you. I was like, she was complaining that maybe Dahmer fed her human meat in a sandwich.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
But, like, I said, oh, I feel like you would know. And then my friend was like, or my friend said, I'm trying not to say like, that's why I'm talking very slowly.
No, do it.
My friend said there was a study in like the 1800s where this guy said that human meat closely resembles veal. So if he fed her something and she was like, oh, this tastes like veal, then it would probably have been human meat.
Milwaukee. Probably had some veal, right? I
Isn't it
could,
in Wisconsin?
what?
Is it Milwaukee? I don't remember.
Where the fuck is Milwaukee? See, like working where I work, I have to fucking like process like return authorizations and ship shit across the country all fucking day long. And I learned shit about geography. I did not realize that shit is where it is.
Are you saying like Dahmer's was in Milwaukee?
Wasn't it?
I think it was Wisconsin because all bad stuff comes from Wisconsin,
Well,
except the
wasn't
cheese.
Milwaukee in Wisconsin?
I thought Milwaukee was its own separate thing. I swear to God,
No,
I
no,
know
no.
nothing
No.
about the Midwest.
Yeah, Milwaukee's in Wisconsin.
Oh. Who
Mil-
fucking talks about Milwaukee?
I don't know. It's true crime podcasts.
Because all bad shit happens in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, pretty
Except the birth of Ben Kissel.
much. I'm not reading Kevin.
I love Kevin.
If you...
I love Kevin.
Kevin isn't a name, it's a diagnosis. This one isn't too long. Let's do Kevin. We'll do Kevin.
Yeah, do
Okay.
Kevin.
Okay. So this is a post on who is the dumbest person you've ever met. This is a doozy. This one, like, I had to really reflect on because it kind of fucked me up a little bit.
Because you think you had to think like, did I have a Kevin in my school? And then you didn't, and then you realized it might have been you.
No, there was somewhat of a Kevin, but he was like with it.
He
Like,
knew what he was doing.
Yes, absolutely. Like he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. He would eat weird shit, and he would like make a fool out of himself. I don't know. He didn't last very long. I saw him for like he went to middle school for like a couple months. Jesus Christ!
Incredible.
So Kevin, let's do this. My ass hurts. All right. So yeah, the dumbest person you've ever met, and this is Kevin. It is not uncommon as a teacher to have students who are a bit behind the curve in certain aspects, but 99.9999% of them, they are keen on something. They might not understand how to identify a noun or what theme is, but they somehow know how to make a mean plate of nachos. Now that is the lowest, most lowballs fucking compliment. Oh man.
Call me off guard.
Yeah. You learn pretty quick to not judge fish for their tree climbing ability, you know? Yeah, I guess you're right. I thought this was the rule when I was teaching until I met Kevin. Kevin isn't his real name. Yeah, who gives a fuck? But it doesn't matter because he can't spell it anyway. Okay, well, does he have like a long name, like 4 syllables or something? Like, you know, maybe if I had a little more context on the name.
His name is 4 syllables.
Why are people always trying to get an anonymity? Noah. Okay. Sorry. So, where I got like the redirect from this, the guy's Reddit name was Cunt Hooks.
Love it.
Okay. I fucking lost my place. Kevin was a student of mine during my last year of teaching. He came to my classroom with very little to show for his academic past. He had moved a few times and thus was missing a lot of typical test scores that we used to try to ballpark their ability. Don't worry, it was a ballpark. We didn't make major decisions until we actually had a chance to work and talk with the student for a little bit. I thought, that's fine. I'll just do some one-on-one with Kevin and see what's up. One-on-one with Kevin was like conversing with someone who'd forgotten everything in a freak, if not impossible, amnesia accident. There was no evidence that he had learned anything past the 2nd grade, and now he was in the 9th grade. Wow. Flabbergasted, I figured we need to get more serious with this. If he was going to be in my class, I needed to know why and how. I decided to meet with him, his guidance counselor, his parents, and another teacher to see what was really going on. This is where it all became clear. It was by some incredible fluke that his family hadn't been wiped off the face of the earth years ago. Odds are his entire heritage was based on blind luck and some type of sick divine intervention that saves his family every time a threat presents itself. Kevin was the genetic pinnacle of this null achievement. Even my instructional lead, a woman who could find a redeeming trait in a Balrog. For those of you who don't know, that's a Lord of the Rings reference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Probably.
Balrog.
I guess. Nerd
Balrog,
shit.
that's thy that shall not pass, right? So even her instructional lead, a woman who could find the redeeming trait in a Balrog, failed to see any reason this kid or his family should be alive today. And here is an extensive list that made it abundantly clear that God exists and he's laughing uncontrollably. Kevin frequently forgot when and where his class was. On more than one occasion, I had to retrieve him from other classrooms. Kevin ate an entire pack of 24 crayons, puked, and then did it again the next day. This is 9th grade. I have no idea where he even got crayons. That's really the one that stuck with me with Kevin.
Impressive.
Yeah, honestly, that's some fucking shoe nice shit.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Did
Honestly,
he eat crayons?
Yeah, one of the worst ones he does do. I think he actually does it. Let's find out.
You know, Shoe Nice, his life bums me out because you can go back in his YouTube channel where he's living in a house with a family and kids, and then he just becomes homeless and more drug addicted, and it's very sad. He is a very sad human being, and I can't watch it. I couldn't watch it to begin with. But the amount of dedication to eat one crayon, let alone 24.
Did he get pulled?
2 days
so
in a row.
many videos of him. Crayon eating challenge. Let's see what Shoe Nice is. Hold on. Let's get that one.
So
Shoe Nice. Maybe.
look him up, support him.
Shoe Nice is my homie. If you don't know about Shoe Nice, you need to wake the fuck up and YouTube Shoe Nice. Okay. So anyway, Kevin's dad wrote tuition checks and mailed them to me, his English teacher. This was a public school. And I gave it back to Kevin, voided, to give to his dad with a brief note explaining that this is a public school. Kevin got in trouble for trying to spend it at a 7-Eleven after school. Yeah, what a fucking surprise.
So his dad was,
was like,
Kevin Sr.
Senior. Oh, Evan. Oh my god. Kevin was removed from the culinary arts program after leaving a cutting board on the gas stove and starting a fire. Twice.
He's done everything twice, apparently.
Kevin threw his lunch at the school resource officer and tried to run away. He ran into a door and insisted it wasn't him. Kevin stole my phone during class. I called it. It rang. He denied that it was ringing. Not that it wasn't his. Not that he didn't do it. No, he denied that the phone was actually ringing. He tried it 3 times before the end of the year. Kevin called the basketball coach a motherfucking bitch during the gym.
I love it.
Basketball tryouts were that afternoon. Kevin tried out. It didn't go well. Kevin's mom could never remember which school he went to. Holy shit. She missed several meetings because she drove out to other schools,
Madame Kevin.
none of which he ever went to. Kevin tased himself in the neck before a football game.
There's no explanation.
There's so
no
many.
lead up. How did he get a taser? That one needs an explanation.
Yeah, all right. How did he get a taser? This has to be Bammer. Where do you think this is in America?
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin? I'm thinking Bammer.
Where the fuck is that?
Alabama.
Oh, Alabama. Bammer.
Bammer. That's ooh.
It's probably Rhode Island.
It's Rhode Island.
Or Florida. Fucked
Prob-
up shit happens in Florida.
It's probably right down the street. It's probably fucking Central Falls.
No, this seems like a suburban type of Kevin.
A suburban? Yeah, no, I don't know. Suburban, so maybe Milwaukee.
Or North Providence High School.
The motherfucking bitch and taser part lead me to believe it's a little more near the Bible Belt.
You think?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Kevin kept a bottle of orange Kool-Aid in his backpack for about 4 months. He thought it would turn into alcohol. He drank it during homeroom and threw up.
It's definitely Alabama.
There you go.
There's Bama.
There it is. That's Bammer. Kevin said the N-word a lot. Kevin was white.
Alabama.
Yeah. The high school was 84% black. Kevin got beat up a lot.
Maybe New Orleans.
Kevin stole another student's iPhone and tried to sell it back to him. In case you were wondering, that's the exact definition of racketeering. That's what racketeering is. You're the solution to the problem that you created.
Kevin.
Oh my god. Kevin didn't understand that his grade was dependent on tests, quizzes, homeworks, classwork, and participation. Kevin finished his first semester with a 3% average. He tried to bribe me with $11.
Would have been like, fuck yeah. 3% to a 5%.
Oh my
Buy
god.
a pack of smokes.
Kevin spit on a girl and said, "You should get out of those wet clothes." The girl,
Iconic.
that girl was the Spanish student teacher. Kevin didn't know dogs and cats were different animals. Yeah, I don't believe in the moon. I think it's just the sun's back.
Yeah.
Little Scrubs reference for you. Okay, thanks for listening. If you have any stories or if you would like to be on the podcast to share your embarrassing tales, send an email to pvdfables@gmail.com. If you enjoyed the music, you can find more at soundcloud.com/tetcon. That's TETCON. And of course, have a good one there. Have a wonderful night there, pal. Hey, take it easy. Hey, see you next time, alright there, pal?